What's up, everybody? It's Brandon. I'm back with another Top 5 Thursday, and this one's going to have to go out to Adam Walls. I feel like he's most deserving. He's actually in the hospital right now. I think he's fine. Maybe somebody should reach out to him instead of being assholes like me. Maybe I should reach out to him because he's a great friend of the group, and he's a great friend of the podcast. He's been nothing but supportive. Wish you the best, dog. And I felt like after you'd already asked this last week, I had to come back and help you out. I had to throw you a bone here. And you're not only getting one buddy duo. What the fuck what did you call it? How'd you word it? Buddy comedies? I think that's it. My dumb ass can't process that. That's how gone I am right now, I guess. My mind is just like sleep. And I'm like, no, I have to stay up and I've got to make Adam Walls' best buddy comedies, damn it. So here I am. That's what I'm fucking doing. And you're getting more than that, because when I went and set out to do this, I found myself leaving it as like a duo thing. Like it wasn't buddy comedies. It was strictly just duo. Well, guess what, man? Buddy comedies, I'm pretty sure, can consist of more than just two people as a duo. Like American Pie, that would be a buddy comedy, right? Right? It might be buddies, but you'd call it a buddy comedy. So I found myself like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll keep the duo comedy thing going. And then I'll do also another top 5 that's more of a group element comedy like an American Pie. So without further ado, actually, let me rewind back one more second. This isn't conclusive to what... I'm trying to think of how I explain this. I could potentially have comedies. Let's put it this way. I'm going to start off with the duos, right? And this might not be my 5 favorite comedies with duos in them. It just might be my 5 favorite comedies where the duos just work the best together, if that makes sense. Hope it does. If it doesn't, good luck. All right. Coming in number 5, I got to go with Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. You know. Because it's fucking insane. Come on, dude. It's Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, man. Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, off the rails. And I love how, like, Tenacious D wasn't... call them Kyle Gass and Jack Black, but they are Tenacious D, right? How they kind of even called out their fans. Everybody was like, man, we love it. And they're like, well, why the hell didn't you see it in the theater? Because, you know, if that movie could have got the love it got when it got released in home video at the theater... Bro, if it was a box office success, maybe we got a sequel, dude. This movie's just jam-packed with cameos. It's an amazing good time. And overall, dude, Kyle Gass and Tenacious D and Jack Black, I should say, make up Tenacious D. You can tell they've been friends forever. I mean, even outside of this, they've been doing stuff with each other since the 80s, music, movies. Wherever Jack Black is, Kyle Gass is probably... following. And that's not a knock. Kyle Gass is very impressive. He's a very funny guy, but come on, man, it's Jack Black. That's hard to compete with. And, you know, he's an amazing musician, dude. They can surprise you with how good their music is and their connection in this movie. It's just so, like, you can tell they're just like brothers in real life. They just click, man. They click. So that'd be my number 5 on the duo portion. My number 4, a movie that I actually heard you weren't that big of a fan of. So I'm sorry I had to do this to you. But A Night at the Roxbury, man, you already know, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? It's just too good, dude. It's too good. Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell were like born for these roles, and nobody else could play them as brothers. I was like, Emilio! Even something as simple as that, they make hilarious. Because they have such good chemistry, dude. They look nothing alike. One's gigantic. One's fucking tiny, borderline midget, at least looking like it next to fucking Will Ferrell's gargantuan ass. They just mesh. You believe they're brothers despite all that because they just fit. There's a fit there. And it's hilarious, the banter between them, where you got Chris Kattan, oh, help us Jesus, as like the smart guy that's like, keeping them on track because Will Ferrell is that dumb in the movie. And you look at Chris Kattan, you're like, this dude's a fucking mess, dude. This is your leader? Oh, my God. Now you kind of see where the dad, Mr. Butabi, was on that because he was not liking how Chris was, I'm trying to think of their names, Steve and Doug, how Doug was pulling Steve down in the movie. He always made claims about that. And, dude, he was. And guess what? Steve was too dumb to realize it. But at the end of the day, they were perfect for each other. They were perfect as actors for this movie. I'd love to see a sequel with that. That's one of those rare fucking Saturday Night Live skits that made the jump to movie form and just created movie magic, man. And that chemistry, you betcha. Okay, number 3. And it had to be Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Ladies. Jay and Silent Bob is in the hizzle. Yeah, they in this hizzle. They at number motherfucking 3, dude. And Jay and Silent Bob, I don't even know if that's my favorite shit, Kevin Smith and Jay Muse have done together. I mean, Clerks 2, their little random appearances in like Mallrats and shit like that, even Chasing Amy at the end, Dogma, they're so good in this role every time, and there's a reason why it survives and it always comes back. But I had to give the crowning achievement, even if it may not be my favorite movie with them in it, it's their movie. It's the title, Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. And they're just hitting on all cylinders again, dude. You see why these characters as a duo have survived the test of time. They just keep coming back. They just came out the latest movie, dude. I forget what it's called. I've only watched it once, admittedly. And it wasn't their funniest shit, but it was actually kind of surprisingly heartfelt. And the chemistry was still there, man. There's just chemistry there. The duo is for real, bro. I mean, come on. Jay and Silent Bob, they making the list, bro. And at number 2... guess what? Jim Carrey made the list, and so did Jeff Daniels. Dumb and fucking Dumber. Shit, were they not perfect for each other in that movie? And the craziest part about it is Jim Carrey is, the comedy god. Jeff Daniels got some comedy chops, don't get me wrong. But Jeff Daniels might even steal the show in this one. And then as soon as you say, they're like, oh, but what about Jim Carrey? They were so evenly, it's almost like they had to be on set, just like one-upping each other. Like the whole crew was probably cracking up how hard Jim Carrey just killed it. And Jeff Daniels like, I got one for you. They nailed it. They knocked it out of the park. There was so much stupid material in that movie in the wrong hands where it just wouldn't work. But guess what? They made it work because of their ingenious, dude. That's just what they were in that movie. That's how great. I mean, it's hard to make stupid stuff to that magnitude look so genius. And that's exactly what they did. They're so great in that movie. And again, the chemistry, man. You could have, I like to think that, Dumb and Dumber 2 never happened. And they're, on that worm farm, bro. That's my happy ending. Because, damn, dude, them two, they had in that movie. They were up to something on that one. That one just, come on. Who don't like Dumb and Dumber? Harry? Lloyd? Stop it. Just stop it. Killed it. And with my number 1, I got to go with a movie we just reviewed recently. And y'all should know by now I love immensely. And that's Pineapple Express. And this one, I was like, this is almost a group one. Because Danny McBride is Red. Is, a focal point. But it's not enough of the movie. Sure, they're buddies. Saul and Red are buddies. But most of the movie, fucking Red's trying to rat him out. He's not in it initially. Then he kind of comes in, not the middle, but almost the middle. And then he's in and out of it. And then by the end of it, he helps save him. And then he's at the restaurant. He's an important character. But overall, at the crux of this movie, it's about the duo. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Danny McBride. I love the character of Red. And he was amazing to have in it. And I hope he's there from the jump in the next one. But when I think about this movie, Red is a notch down. He's not as front runner as the other two. And there's just so much to this movie. Some Tyler mentioned in the podcast how originally it was supposed to be Seth Rogen playing the stoner. And then James Franco, it made more sense for him to be Dale Denton, the process and service. What's Chanchus? Yeah, that guy. It made sense for it to be that way. But they saw something, and I tell you what, they made the right choice. Because when they flip-flopped it, movie magic happened, and that duo, it's so close to my heart, man. It's not just how great it is. It's just what it means to me. Them two together, we can go down the list with other shit, too. Of course, The Interview, which I find to be hilarious. I'll never understand some of the flack that movie gets from random people. And, This Is the End, more of the group comedy section. They're just perfect for each other, man. And this movie really set that standard. And they haven't really let up since. They might not have hit on these levels since, but they haven't It's hard to because this movie's so great, but they haven't fell below them to the point where you're like, oh man, they're not a stone's throw away from fucking Pineapple Express. They chucked it all the way over on the other side of the river. It's not like that. It's not like that. They're good in everything, but this was the gold standard, man. They had lightning in a bottle, I believe. Here, the movie would have been good, but this movie is almost as underappreciated. And I always was the one guy that was campaigning for it. Maybe a couple other people I saw, in my friends group or people online, wherever, where they just were fucking in love with it. But over the years, I feel like time has been even kinder to this movie. It keeps growing. Its reputation keeps growing. This movie is perfection as a comedy, and that duo is a big reason why. All right, let's move on to the group part of things. Your second top five, sir. At number 5, I got to go with Saving Silverman. Yes, that's Saving Silverman. How many people forgot about this gem of a fucking flick, dude? Jason Biggs, people like to go to American Pie, shit like that. This is my first go-to, as much as I love American Pie. I think of Jason Biggs in this one, being haunted by, I think her name's Amanda Pete's character. What the hell's her name? Judith. Yeah, I'm going to say, I can't forget that. I can hear Jack Black saying that name in my fucking sleep, dude. But just his whole character of him just being ruined by her. And then, of course, the two people. I mean, Jason Biggs is never really the funniest guy in his movies. He's got funny scenes, but it's usually other people coming in, swooping in. He's just the main star. And that, of course, is Steve Zahn and fucking Jack Black, dude. They just wrecked this movie. If you haven't noticed, I really like stupid comedies where they're like purposely stupid, but it's done with some class and some effort. This movie's one of those. I mean, I can relate to it so much. My friends aren't quite this dumb, but I could see some stupid shit like this happening, especially more in the early 20s realm, and it's just insane, dude. It's off the fucking rails, and watching the shit JD and why am I blanking on his name right now? Steve Zahn's character get into, and the lengths they go to, and just the whole just aspect of that like friendship and that group friendship and it getting tested by this evil bitch. It's tons of fun to watch. Nice little good group comedy, if you will. Number 4, going to be Hot Rod. The Lonely Island crew killed it on this one. They came out the gate swinging because they nailed it. And those side characters in that crew, dude. Of course, you got Jorma, who definitely does not like to party. Let me just put that out there. And other than Jorma Tacone, the other part of Lonely Island, of course, there's the third one. His name escapes me on the spot, but, he had that little cameo, if you will, the cammy. But it's weird how he didn't get as big of roles. I wonder if that's just he's not as good of an actor or what, but he seems to always take the back seat between the three. And then, of course, you got Danny McBride again, just fucking killing it. Bill Hader, just killing it. I mean, that whole grouping of guys is just perfect for each other. You couldn't get that level of retardation on film and churn it out in any better way. And that grouping of guys, they just pull it out of them, dude. Like it's one of those movies you see it and you're like, dude, they couldn't have cast this any other way. Again, lightning in a bottle. They're all stupid, but in their own fun, weird, crazy way that's almost unexplainable and unattainable. Because I don't know how they pulled it off, but they really, really, really pulled it off. Hot Rod is the jam, dude. And at number 3, a very, very forgotten comedy, and I will say very underrated, would be Sorority Boys. If you haven't seen Sorority Boys, check that movie out. One of the best college campus-style comedies that gets just completely left out. Basically, there's this fraternity next door called DOG. They call them dogs because it's like the ugly girls go there. And, the popular kids just haunt them. They fucking are horrible to them. And then 3 of the popular guys get kicked out of the fraternity because they get framed. I guess I shouldn't have said that, but I mean, come on. It's not, oh my God, he just revealed the spoiler to the new Mission Impossible. It's an old movie, been out for years, and that ain't going to ruin the fun, trust me. And they have to go over to that fraternity. Basically, they try to con their way and stay close to other fraternities so they can prove their innocence. And when they do that, they have to dress up as women, which they think will work because it's the ugly women. So they know Maybe there'll be ugly women too. Maybe they'll even be beautiful. But guess what? It's more on the ugly side. They look ridiculous. They have to fit in with these women, and seeing them fit in with these women does not go as planned. They kind of almost get used to it and grow like a soft spot for it, all while trying to infiltrate over there at the other fraternity. And it's just hilarious, dude, watching dudes go through girl problems. The three leads, Harlan Williams, what's his name? Damn it, dude. How do I blank on this shit? Well, I'll just say their names in the movie. You got Adina, Roberta, and oh my lord, what is the main girl's name? I hate myself right now. Anyways, know it any other time. But yeah, they're just funny as hell in the movie. The chemistry's there. They're nailing it. I'd love to see that trio in another flick, dude. Daisy, that's her name. But they just, or his name, her name, however you want to do that. But yeah, it's so underrated, so underappreciated. And those three guys, girls, really, really help pull it together. They nail it. And at number 2, I think this one goes without explaining, really, Anchorman. Oh my lord, dude. How quotable is this movie from not just their group of guys, but the group of guys that come with all the news teams. Like, you almost wish you could get spin-offs with their networks. But then you see the second one, and you're like, okay, maybe not. Maybe one's enough. Yeah, not that big of a fan of Anchorman 2. But Anchorman 1? Dude, I mean, what's left to say about this movie? I mean, Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd, that's enough of a draw right there. Them two in a movie, but then you fucking, name escapes me right now, tack on Whammy, that guy, with Steve Carell in another stupid role. God, maybe I'm just stupid. I love these stupid movies. Something to think about. And they just throw it all together and somehow make a movie about newscasting, the funniest, most ridiculous thing ever. And that core group of guys just, again, Whammy knocks it out of the park, dude. All over Veronica Corningstone. Shit, dude. What's left to say about Anchorman? Is there anything? It's that damn great. And, of course, number 1 for me, it's going to have to be Road Trip. This movie, to this day, it's not just the funny shit. It's a blast. It's feeling. You can almost feel that situation. You know, like, even if you haven't had, like, that type of scumbag level of situation with your friends, there is something to that where you're like, you know, you have some friends in the group feeling bad for them, and the other grouping of friends are just like, dude, tell me you did not do that. And, of course, what he did was send a tape to his girl that is out of town, long-distance relationship, of him sleeping with another girl. And it was on complete accident, and it was because it got to the point where he had people like E.L., Sean William Scott's character, in his ear saying, like, dude, she's moved on. You got to get with this girl. This girl likes you. You got to get with this girl. Amy Smart's character. And then he's calling his girl out of state in Austin, Massachusetts, out of state. And she's not answering. So he's like, drunk one night, like, you know what? Fuck it. You're right. She doesn't care. She hadn't answered in a week. And then he tells other roommate to ship his shit out, his corny song about him saying, I got a girl named Tiffany. That's you. All that shit. And he's wondering when he pops it in, because they want to see the sex tape, what's going on? Like, I asked you to ship this out. And he's like, I did this morning. And it hits him like a ton of bricks that you sent the wrong tape. You sent the sex tape to my girl in Austin, Massachusetts. Austin, Texas. Like, are you kidding me right now? And to make matters even worse, he gets a call from Tiffany on the phone, and she's saying somebody she knew passed away. She's sorry she's been distant. To make things even worse, and that, of course, cues up a road trip for the record books. I mean, DJ Qualls in this, too. You might know him from, like, The New Guy, a bunch of other random roles. They have to take his car. Tom Green and peak Tom Green craziness stays back. This one, dude, my God. I still watch it frequently. I'm just randomly on that, like, urge. I'm like, I got to visit the guys again. That's almost what it's like. The characters and how cool they are and the way everything's fleshed out and it works out with a nice bow on top in a weird kind of way. It just, you almost, where you're like, man, I want to hang out with those guys again. Like, not watch them. You almost want to hang out with them like they've been friends your whole life. I've been watching this movie for so long, and there's so many moments in it, and I'm like, I feel it like I'm in the movie. Like, it's so relatable in a weird kind of way, and those characters really churn that out for me. Road Trip. Damn, is that movie good. And a big reason why I hate to say it, never really got into Euro Trip because I was always so disappointed that they didn't have the original crew back, and I guess it was like a loosely based sequel, and it just never lifts off the ground for me. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. But Road Trip is that classic, man, and that cast, that chemistry, all that. So good. So I'm hoping you like this, Mr. Walls. And once again, proving if you ask your question again, not always, but a whole lot of the damn time, we will get to it. Doesn't mean we don't like it. It means y'all be giving the best suggestions in this motherfucker. And for the love of God, can you, and I cannot stress this enough, invite your friends. That goes to you, Adam. Anybody. We are so close to 1,000 people. At 1,000, we are giving some shit away. Do y'all not like free things? All you have to do is press add. It doesn't mean it's going to be you. It could be you. Keep thinking with that it can't be me mentality. And nobody's inviting their fucking friends. That means everybody's thinking that way, and at least one of y'all's wrong. Damn. All right. Shit. Rest my case. Still love y'all, but damn. Could you invite some friends up in this bitch? Do you not want to be friendly? Do y'all not want to? Fuck out of here. Y'all have fun. Thanks for participating in the group. Seriously. Love you guys. Okay. Bye-bye. I don't know. See ya.